Trial or die!
Gaming news. CFM Radio.
We are live, CFM Radio. Drix, how's it going?
Dude, super stoked. We have a very special Thursday edition for you guys tonight.
Thursday edition.
Yeah, day late, but never a buck short
Never.
on your video game music and news.
And never forget, this is the best video game music and news, and with the greatest tunes. Listen, guys, how can you listen to these tunes and not think it's the best? Like,
Yeah, man, we got Red Dead Revolver on the PS2, the main theme repris. Feeling a little spaghetti western today, you know. Might be talking cowboys and samurais.
Ooh, a little bit of Django, if you will. No, not really. But no.
I might have a cowboys and alien themed playlist or something. Who knows?
Hey, but definitely talking samurai tonight. Assassin's Creed Shadows review later on in the show. We're also talking the owners or the parent company or however you want to say it, the franchise owners of the beloved Assassin's Creed franchise, Ubisoft. Guys, they say you don't own your game. They don't own your games. You don't own them, according to them.
Oh no!
We're gonna get into it a little bit
On
later.
a new era.
Yeah, right. We're gonna get
Yeah.
into it just a little bit later, but finally, in this comedy of errors of a CFM Radio Thursday edition, we have our final clown entering the arena in Nintendo. Nintendo coming full circle, having an Xbox One moment, if I ever saw one. That's tonight, CFM Radio. Drix, it is going to be a great show. And, God, why don't you tell the lovely people what they should do if they love what we do?
Oh man, you should drop a like, drop a subscribe, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all about the internet. You know, leave your favorite video game music requests in the comments anywhere you see us.
Anywhere you see us, we love video game music requests. We want to hear them. Any comment, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, wherever you see us, wherever you find us, drop what you want to hear. Because, guys, we want to hear what you want to hear because we only want to hear the best. And we know that our fans love the best.
From your keyboard or touch screen to my music library.
Absolutely. And Drix, really quick, before we jump right into the news, I got to apologize to everybody. I'm jumping on the apology train. There wasn't gameplay this week over on Twitch. Twitch.tv/CFM on Twitch. We love our gameplay streams. We play a lot of games, guys. And we have something for you either soon, either tomorrow, maybe this weekend sometimes. But we are going to come at you, Drix and I, coming at you with a live stream session of the latest. I don't know how I've been playing it. I don't know how you describe it. Let's just say PvPvE extravaganza from folks over at Dreamhaven, former Blizzard guys. This is Mike Morhame's outfit, Drix. It's called Wildgate, and it is a crazy. It's almost as if you, Drix. You ever played the game FTL, Faster Than Light?
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Really, that's what really sparked one of my first like roguelike interests. You know, it's one of the first games I had heard of to ever start pulling out the randomness and variety.
Fantastic game. Me as well. I love that game. I also love the spiritual successor to it, Into the Breach. Fantastic games. But it's almost like you are one of the crew members on an FTL ship in Wildgate.
Yes.
And you are up against, you are entering a small solar system with 4 other ships with also crews of 4 on them. And you're going around this little solar system plundering loot, plundering each other, searching for the artifact, and getting out through the wild gate. So we're going to come at you with that this week. Don't you worry. Drix and I gonna be over on twitch.tv/CFM on Twitch. Make sure you give us a follow over there.
Yeah, a little Sea of Thieves in space, or I used to be a big fan of of a JavaScript game called Puzzle Pirates, where you would pilot, you would navigate the seas, and everybody would have to do a different puzzle based on what job they were doing on the ship.
That was an awesome game. I love that game.
But yeah, I'm excited to check this one out.
Yeah, wow.
Java.
Hey man, I forget what website it is, but there's that website you can go on to play all the old JavaScript games. That's fantastic.
Puzzle Pirates is still on Steam, I think.
Oh yeah, Puzzle Pirates is still on Steam.
If anybody wants to get a crew together.
Hell yeah. So either way, anyway, that's what's going on Twitch. Twitch's regularly scheduled programming will continue next week. We just had a lot of streaming issues. As you can see right now on stream, we are smooth as butter. No frame stuttering whatsoever. We want to make sure, guys, that we are giving you the quality that you deserve, and we have not been doing that, admittedly. So we changed a few things, figured things out. It was a whole OBS thing. I'm not gonna lie. It was a whole OBS thing. I had to buckle down, figure it out. Fucking bitrate.
Yeah.
Like,
we know you have a lot of choices when choosing streamers, and we thank you for choosing Clusterfucked Media.
Yes, we love you guys. That's why we want to hear your requests whenever you see us anywhere on the internet. But Drix, that's enough.
Yes.
I do believe that's enough dilly-dallying, because we have video game news to talk about.
Yes, plenty of meat and potatoes to get into today.
Now, we said we're going to get into an Assassin's Creed Shadows review, but that's going to be a little bit later, because we're going to rip the Band-Aid right off. Ubisoft today doubled down on its defense in court regarding game ownership and its recently shut down live service, The Crew. Oh,
yeah, another live one lost.
Yes, and Drix, this is the thing. If you guys aren't up to speed, you're not catching up on it. We don't really have the Crew footage to show you guys, so we're rocking out with Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. But The Crew was an online-only game, live service game by Ubisoft, and it shut down, I believe, either last year or the year before that. And Ross over at Accursed Farms on YouTube started an entire movement called Stop Killing Games, because, guys, you could have bought The Crew. There was single player, there was offline content for The Crew, the original game, for all ports of the game. PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, PC. They all had ways and functionality of playing offline, but Drix, they cut it off.
Yikes. I mean, imagine having paid for that and then it just gets removed.
And hey, you know what? People say a lot of the common thing that you'll hear, a rebuttal, if you will, to this idea is that, nobody really played The Crew. The Crew had a really low player count. It had its time. Who cares, right? That's essentially what it boils down to. Who cares?
I don't care if nobody came to your show. You perform your ass off for the 3 to 5 people that did.
That's what I'm saying. Listen, Drix, because you could, and people could say whatever they want to. City of Heroes, Turtle WoW, Warhammer Online, how many other MMOs still run, not only to this day, but some of them run fan servers so that people can still play with the same, 100 people, 200 people?
Yeah. It's okay to have a really weird niche, online game community just still enjoying your game.
Yeah. So you would think that, and a lot of the times these games get shut down mainly because like the publisher goes out of business or the developer literally dissolves. You know, there's a lot of esoteric reasons that this can go down. Nope, Ubisoft just said no because Drix, we have the article here from PC Gamer. The headline is, quote, Ubisoft's defense against the Crew lawsuit doubles down on a point we've heard many times before. You don't actually own your games.
Yeah, not what I like to hear.
I don't think any owner of the Crew wanted to hear that either. From the article, quote, Ubisoft felt bad enough killing the Crew in 2024, last year, that it promised to never ever do it again. In the Crew 2 and the Crew Motorfest at least. But it doesn't feel so bad that it's willing to admit it actually did anything wrong. In response to a proposed class action lawsuit over the shutdown filed last year, Ubisoft said the plaintiffs in the case knew, or should have known, that they were buying, quote, limited licenses access to the game.
The fine print.
The fine print. And you know what, Drake? Here's the thing. You're seeing Infinity Blade on the screen right now. Infinity Blade is a. I'm pulling it up here. It's a little bit prudent. This is a game that was one of the first really engaging touchscreen mobile games. Really, a game that really tried to push what it meant to be a mobile game. An old school Epic Games game. Recently unearthed. You can play it on PC for free. So games preservation, and the main reason why Infinity Blade is so important is because for about almost a decade you could not play Infinity Blade, Drix, unless you had an old iPhone that had it on it already.
It just fell off the face of the earth.
But now you can play Infinity Blade again. But Drix, you cannot play the Crew.
Wow. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe a white hat Ubisoft hacker.
Yeah, right.
Slash big Crew fan.
And we're going to read further. Quote, the Xbox and PlayStation packaging contain a clear and conspicuous notice. Conspicuous. Wow. I had to double check that. Notice in all capital letters that, quote, Ubisoft may cancel access to one or more specific online features upon a 30-day prior notice, the filing states. The PlayStation's packaging's list of the game features include online play required, quote unquote, and again, warns on the front of the package, quote, online connection required. The Xbox package contains a similar warning that the Crew, quote, requires internet. Now, Drix. Here's the thing. You know, I get it, and we gotta be fair. The big mega corporation can do whatever it wants to do with the IPs that it owns.
Yeah, they stole your game from you, but they did it legally.
They stole it from you, but they said they told you they were going to steal it from you. And
yeah, all we had to do is tell you we were going to take it back.
Yeah, we were going to do
in
that
30 days.
We
did it. We held up our end of the contract.
Yeah,
so.
well, oh boy, did they. Hey, here's the thing that's funny too. Ubisoft may cancel access to one or more specific online features upon a 30-day prior notice. Drix, they said, fuck it, we're taking the whole thing down. You can't even access your specific offline features anymore.
Yeah, no, I'm sure that was in a different clause in the terms of service.
Yeah, no kidding. That's what's crazy about this is that so I was not an owner of the Crew, and I did not really play the game. I think I have it on my place. Actually, that's not true. I think I did have the Crew via PlayStation Plus, but yeah, so because I do believe I did play the original game. It's not a great game. But I do know that there is a community of people who did play it. It was a game that was relatively active. And again, not a million users, not a bunch of users, but there are people out there who play the original fucking 2002 Tribes on private servers,
or,
you know?
Oh yeah, yeah. Or there's still more people playing Payday 2 than there is Payday
Yep.
3, right?
Yeah, exactly. So it's a very interesting thing that, and I can't be, I'm not going to sit here and presume anything, but it really just sounds like, Drix, that they ran out of whales.
Yep.
Like,
Plum ran out.
yeah, you know, you just ran out of whales. You ran out of big spenders who spend their money on the microtransactions. Because, you know, Drix, some of these games, they last. You look at these games like, God, I forget what the publisher is, but there's a publisher who pretty much just acquires old MMORPGs to keep them online to like milk them for money, and like because
Nice.
they keep the cash shop open, you know. So
Oh yeah, I can scrape the rinds, you know.
yeah, so like you
Just
have
keep this bad boy going.
so you have like game publishers who like do that and like nickel and dime the shit out of people who've been playing the same MMO for like the past 3 decades, and like because they spend money on it, right? They spend the money to do the shit and like assert their dominance. But you clearly didn't have that kind of cash flow coming from the crew.
No, absolutely not.
So it's going to be very interesting to see how this holds up. It is, speaking frankly and like plainly, it is kind of, if there is blatant messaging on the packaging that says you need an internet connection, and on the package it says that they could terminate access to the game or any features with a prior notice. In court, that seems pretty tight.
Yeah. And at some point you clicked agree.
Yeah, you know, those EULAs, guys, you know,
Yep.
like you agreed to that, so you're bound
You are
to
an
it.
you are an end user, and this is your licensing agreement.
Indeed. So that's what's going on with Ubisoft fighting the legal battles as long as they're while they fight off negative reviews from the journalists and the general public. You know, Ubisoft, they're fighting off criticism from being bought out or having a subsidiary of them bought out by Tencent. So, you know, they've got a lot on their plate, and this just adds more fuel to that fire.
Yes, absolutely. I haven't heard anybody say a whole lot of nice things about Ubisoft in a while.
Yeah. Ubisoft definitely seems like they're on the back foot.
The loner, the Sigma grind set. We don't need
Yeah.
friends.
Yeah, don't need friends. I don't need you. I don't
We
need
have Assassin's
anyone.
Creeds.
But you know what, Drix? I'm hearing the Pokemon TCG battle theme, and I'm thinking that we got to take a break.
Yeah, speaking of duels and battles, this is the Clubmaster Duel from the Pokemon trading card
Pokemon trading card game for the Game Boy Color.
for the Game Boy.
We played it. We loved it.
CFM Radio.
We'll be right back.
brains of the one who planted me here. I'm just a sunflower, but you need power and entire infantry. You like the taste of brains, we don't like zombies.
I used to play football. Protons protect my head. I have a screen door shield. We are the undead.
There's a zombie on your lawn. There's a zombie on your lawn. There's a zombie on your lawn. We don't want zombies on our lawn. Maybe it's time to reevaluate. I know you have a lot of food on your plate. Brains are quite rich in cholesterol. You're dead, so it doesn't matter. Instead, we'll use the solar power to make a lawn defense at any hour.
I like a tricycle. There's butter on my head. I'm gonna eat your brain. We are the undead.
There's a zombie on your lawn. There's a zombie on your lawn. There's a zombie on your lawn. We don't want zombies on our lawn.
CFM Radio.
CFM Radio.
That track was from Plants vs. Zombies, if you would believe it, called Zombies on Your Lawn. And man, what a treat it is to get to the end of a game and have like a nice credit song, kind of like Portal or something. Just just summarize the story for you in song form.
I was just about to say, man, you know, Portal really was that that voice of a generation, right? A defining moment in gaming, like because of the cake.
Yeah, and Plants vs. Zombies wasn't too far off in that timeline. And a good old-fashioned PopCap game that made it from PC to mobile to every other console. You know, you can play Plants vs. Zombies on anything, on a potato even.
PopCap is pretty wild when you think about it. You know, they got the Peggle, they got Bejeweled, and they got Plants vs. Zombies. Like, these guys are like the masters of simple fun.
Yeah, I mean that's what got them the in as the standard, you know, gaming on your brand new Windows Vista machine that you got at Best Buy earlier that day. It's like, oh cool, I can already play all these games.
Oh, I play Plants vs. Zombies on my Vista.
You've already got it in. Yeah. Your U2 album is already on your iPhone.
Oh my god. Wait a minute, I didn't want this. But you know what, Drix? You know what I do want?
New games?
Oh man, you better believe it, because we have some new releases. Drix, couple new releases this week. There was some I gotta say, a lot of games came out, and a lot of you wouldn't think they're bigger name titles, but they're pretty big titles. But that being said, I want to focus on a couple of lesser known ones, because first we have Blueprints.
Ooh, yeah. Let's get into some artwork, reveal some stories.
From the Steam page, quote, "Welcome to Mount Holly, where every dawn unveils a new mystery. Navigate through shifting corridors and ever-changing chambers in this genre-defying strategy puzzle adventure. But will your unpredictable path lead you to the rumored Room 46?
Yeah, this looks pretty crazy. Like a little bit of a little crossing genres here, like Myst or Raven or any of your favorite point and click adventures, but Yeah, there's a bit more of a strategy element to this one too, huh? So
And I
that's,
also love the visuals.
yeah, really cool art style. This is pretty cool. Something to check out.
Yep, and that is Blue Prince. It releases today for PS5, Xbox Series consoles, and PC.
You can point and click on your console.
Absolutely. This one, of course, is for the puzzle game fans.
Yeah,
Next.
strategy puzzle.
Next up, we've got quite an interesting one. And that is the Promise Mascot Agency.
Yeah. Oh boy, here we go with another quirky Japanese title.
And hey, you know what, Drix?
Not just in origin, but in style and presentation.
And these guys played one of the games that I reviewed really early in my game journalism career called Paradise Killer. It's like it was a pretty psychedelic open world style adventure game. So it's this kind of wacky, over the top, insane aesthetic. Totally
Irreverent
makes
comedy.
Yeah, irreverent comedy totally makes sense for these guys. But from the Steam page, quote, explore a cursed Japanese town, recruit mascot friends, and come to the rescue when disaster strikes. Solve the mystery of your exile. Help a living finger work through her many anger issues. Turn Promise Mascot Agency into the best agency in Japan in this open world narrative adventure.
Yeah, who doesn't love wacky Japanese mascots? And I'm like, oh, it's a finger. That's what that is, huh?
It's a finger, right?
It's just okay. Weird. Looks fun.
Yep, the Promise Mascot Agency is out today for PC, PS5, PS4, Xbox One, Xbox Series consoles, and Nintendo Switch.
Right on. You got a nice little double drop of games that came out today.
Yes, both games came out today. There was, like I said, there was a big, rather large amount of games that came out this week, today specifically. So I wanted to show off a couple of them that I thought were some of the more quirky or irreverent or picks that might just fly under the radar.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. I mean, it looks fun. Almost visual novels, but, the mascot's got looks like a bit of GTA element to it, whereas the other one's strategy puzzles.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, this game comes from a developer who's really, really. If you played Paradise Killer, this game is totally makes sense.
And all the characters came right out of a claw machine.
Yeah, seriously. I think they nail these aesthetics. So I really want to check this one out. We might end up doing some kind of review on it if I could get my hands on it. So that is Promise Mascot Agency. But Drix, I think it is time to take another quick break before we jump into our Assassin's Creed Shadows review. What is this nice little retro styling we've got playing in the background for us?
Ooh, it's from Metal Gear on the MSX, a song called Return of Foxhounder. But since that one just wrapped up, I'm going to drop you a track off of Assassin's Creed Shadows called Mianai Ioro.
Mianai Ioro, Assassin's Creed Shadows. We got the review coming up next. CFM Radio.
CFM Radio.
We'll be back.
息を始めるゆっくりと木漏れ日に隠れたたくさんの色を集めて風は吹いている
Clusterfucked Media. CFM Radio.
CFM Radio, we are back.
Yes, hot off of that track from Assassin's Creed Shadows, the game Vector's about to review.
You're seeing it now on the screen. This is Assassin's Creed Shadows. And Drix, I gotta tell you, I'm gonna start this off right now, right here. If you are a fan of Assassin's Creed, you listening are a fan of Assassin's Creed, any of the Assassin's Creed, or a fan of Assassin's Creed-like games, I'm talking Ghost of Tsushima, I'm talking, like, even something like Far Cry, if you're really into like that exploration and you really like the stealth elements and stealth assassination elements, but you don't want it so imposing like Thief or like these old school
Yeah.
games or like Dishonored where like you totally get blown up if you're like not using a stealthy approach. This game is for you. This is probably the best Assassin's Creed game since Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. I would put it right up next to Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Because this game, as far as an Assassin's Creed game goes, incredible. I feel like they've really taken the formula and added elements such as going prone and more revisiting elements such as sending out scouts into the overworld to find an approximate location of your target before you go there yourself. I feel as though a lot of people, a lot of contemporaries bag on the story in this game, but honestly, I found the story quite engaging. Granted, I'm not at the end of the game. I'm not at the end of the story yet, but I have about 66 hours into this game. And I had the story. I'm about when I see the completion percentage on my home screen, I'm about 68% of the way completed with the game. So I feel as though I've gotten a fair amount of mileage out of this game, and I feel very comfortable talking about it because there's a lot in this game that, as I said, if you're an Assassin's Creed fan, this is almost a must-buy, like guaranteed. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to any of my criticisms. Just go buy it, because you're probably not gonna play another Assassin's Creed game like this for a while. Just because of how fully featured it is, and I'll explain in a minute. But another thing is there's a lot that this game offers. And there's a surprising amount to sink your teeth into. There's a good amount of systems and weapons, like of the weapon variety, that you feel like you're never doing the same exact thing, like in a monotonous way. Not just that, the addition of 2 playable characters in Yasuke and Naoe really helps with mixing up gameplay, and they are very different characters. This isn't like Assassin's Creed, I think, Syndicate, where you had the brother and the sister duo, where they were pretty much just reskins of one another, except the brother was a little stronger and had a little bit of a different gear, and the sister was a little bit faster and could jump a little higher, which means you probably just played as the sister.
Assassin sis.
Yeah, exactly. But in this game, Yasuke plays a lot more like an Ivor type from Assassin's Creed Valhalla, where he just kind of goes in there and kicks some ass. He kind of leaves the assassin gameplay loop behind, even more than Ivor did in Valhalla. He is pretty much straight up hack and slash game character, which is fun.
Oh, yeah. The Noble Samurai.
The Noble Samurai. He doesn't just have his katana either. You could also use a Teppo rifle, or a bow and arrow, just like a traditional traditional samurai weapons. This game also, even though it is very much an Assassin's Creed game, Drix, I have to tell you, and this is where we're going into iffy territory, or I should say, your mileage may vary territory, because this didn't bother me, but it might bother some people. Drix, this game is absolutely an RPG first and foremost.
Really?
Absolutely.
What makes it like that?
Sections of the world or the world itself, Japan itself, is sectioned off by level. You start off in an area that is like level 13, and then your area levels go up all the way as high as, I believe, like 43. Now there is an option called I think it's called real assassinations or accurate assassinations. There is some option for assassinations that makes any assassination that you perform on a target a real assassination. They will die. They will die instantly when you kill them. But by default, Drix, this game does not give you that, and it will give you, or it will when you go up against, like when you attempt an assassination on someone who is significantly higher level than you, you will only take a chunk of the life bar away.
Huh.
Even though you're
Okay,
jumping down.
not quite the execution.
Yeah, even though you're jumping down and like slicing them through the jugular or slicing them across the neck, you are not killing them. Yeah.
Yeah. Headshot's just not a headshot it used to be.
No, yeah, we're following Overwatch rules here. You got to hit me a couple times in the head, not just once.
Yeah.
So
Tom Clancy's The Division.
Yeah, exactly. So
Borderlands.
Yeah, exactly. Division is a very apt. Tom Clancy in general is a pretty apt comparison, because Drix, as you can see too in this game's got a lot of foliage. There's a lot of brush. And you go through a lot of brush when you're going through when you're traveling through the game. And there is a horse you can mount up, but the horse does not go through the brush very well, and the horse also will not go through certain things that your character can. And whether that might be difficult terrain, and again, this is kind of where we're getting into your mileage may vary. Whether that may be in difficult terrain or just going through an arch that might be a little too low. That horse is not going where it does not want to go. So the horse is a bit finicky, but you as a character have a lot of traversal options. You go pretty fast, and there is a lot of fast travel spots that you can unlock. And there are even fast travel spots that you can unlock right off of the map screen.
Okay.
So you can get around in this game, and traversal isn't a big deal. It might take you a little bit of time to find everything in the nooks and crannies. There is a lot in this game. Like, I'm talking a lot, Drix. I'm talking whole storylines that are optional, that feel like they could have been the main story. Like,
nice.
Whole storyline.
Plot driven.
Yeah, very plot driven. So there's a lot of bang for your buck when it comes to Assassin's Creed Shadows. Now we're going to go into the just straight up criticisms. For what it is, and for how much of an RPG this is still an Assassin's Creed game at its core. You are still you're seeing it right now, you still have the Animus stuff. There is that kind of like mix of modern and like the past. But that modernization thing is now pretty much strictly only done through menus and like VR challenge areas. Like, it's very downplayed, and it really immerses you in the feudal Japan aesthetic, which is why it's very strange when there are why it's very strange when you hear some of the choices in the soundtrack, because there are definitely arrangements and songs on the soundtrack that feel like they blend the past and the present aesthetic pretty well. But there are also tracks that feel straight up 2024. Like 2024 music taste. Hip hop, J-rock, you name it, this game's got it. And it does cause for a bit of a tonal whiplash, especially since those heavy vocal tracks or the featured vocal tracks normally played during really big boss encounters.
Oh, okay. Kind of like what we just heard.
Yeah.
Going into the review.
Yeah, so see, you're seeing on the screen right now, you're seeing me try to navigate through the dark on a horse. And you're about to see right now, I'm not even at night. This is in the day, and I just got into foliage that was that dark. So, again, the world is very immersive. But when you're really trying to explore those nitty-gritty, like the nitty-gritty and the nooks and crannies, and really trying to get into the world, you still got that old Assassin's Creed jank. I'm sad to report. I'm sad to report that the same things that you didn't like about the traversal and the climbing and the dropping and the jumping and all of the assassin movements that you didn't like about maybe Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, Assassin's Creed 2, Assassin's Creed Black Flag, they're still here. You're still going to jump off the ledge as opposed to clinging onto the ledge that you want to jump onto. You still are going to jump on the wrong areas that you're going to jump onto. You're going to go through the wrong doors. You're going to grab the wrong people you're trying to assassinate when you're in a group. There's a lot that's going to there's a lot that's going to push back on your ability to really get what you want to get done, to the point where you might get frustrated, because God knows I did, when you when you know a good path to get through the area that you're trying to get through, kill the people you need to, and get out, and then all of a sudden your character just runs out in the middle of the open, grabs somebody, pulls them in front of everybody, pulls them around the corner, and then just stabs them 3 times while everyone's watching. And, you'll have
crowd gas.
Yeah, you have all those weird moments, but I have to say, again, along with the story, which is top notch, the presentation is also top notch. While there is a little bit of Assassin's Creed jank in the in-engine cutscenes where you can clearly see that these are models that are talking to each other on like a rail, that they're talking to each other Mass Effect style. That does shine through, but only if you're looking for it, first of all. And second of all, mainly because you're seeing it again on the B-roll. The graphics and presentation of this game, Drix, is amazing.
Yeah, really liking all the characters and animations and stuff.
The shadows, the lighting, the facial animations, the textures, the animations when you're assassinating people and killing people are absolutely insane. They're beautiful, fluid, really pulls you in, and it really makes these scenes, again, like you're seeing right now, so cinematic. Look at shots like these. Shots like these really make you appreciate the production value that went into the game. But you know, Drix, I gotta tell you, for all the things that I really like about this game, and for all the things that I really, really would tell everybody to buy it for, you really gotta be prepared for those moments where you're gonna get completely discovered because you just hit the wrong button at the wrong time, or the character did the wrong animation. Even though they're great looking animations, the wrong animation still reveals you. Yasuke as a character, he's an ass kicker, and he really beats the shit out of people, and he really warps the way the game works around him. But he's not very I don't want to say he's not very fleshed out, but I want to say he doesn't control quite as tightly as I would like him to have controlled. A lot of the times when you're playing as Yasuke, you feel as though you are either way slower than everyone around you, or that if you're not locked on to somebody and attacking them, you're just kind of flailing. You're just kind of just not effective at all, which makes fighting a lot of characters, like a lot of enemies, like 4, 5, 6 enemies surrounding you as Yasuke, and they're all attacking you at the same time. It kind of gets almost unmanageable, to the point where Yasuke he doesn't feel as good to play as Naue does, because all of the assassin and stealth mechanics feel very fleshed out, feel very expanded upon, feel very fun to play, and the skill trees for Naue feel a lot more impactful than the skill trees for Yasuke, simply because Naue uses a lot more tools, and she utilizes stealth a lot more, and she is not really a frontline fighter like he is. So when you're fighting as her, when you get in those situations and you don't just want to reload the game, right? When you get in the situations and you're like surrounded, you really need to remember what you're spec'd into. And you really need to remember how your character specialization works as Naue, and you're rewarded for that because you get. I'm not saying there's a hack and slash style for her, but there definitely are ways to make her more efficient in combat. But with all that being said, Drix, I've got to say, this game is a really good game. I'm having a lot of fun playing it. I am gonna beat it. I'm not going to sit on this one. Based upon what you've seen, how do you think it looks?
Yeah, it's I don't know if quadruple A is the right term, but I mean, definitely in visuals and presentation, I might second guess some of the Ubisoft Assassin's Creed gameplay sort of faults that, you know, maybe they just haven't grown out of, or they've grown so far into that they're like, no, if we change them and update them and modernize like the little controlled glitches like that, you know, it just wouldn't feel like an Assassin's Creed game anymore. You know, it's our sound, man.
Yeah, I could see that.
It's our style. We've refined it. some suit saying, no, we can't change it. Sorry, too bad. If you want to make it better.
Yeah, and because visually this game is breathtaking. It's right up there with Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora. I actually think this game looks better than the Avatar game.
Yeah, and cinematic as all hell.
Yeah, it very breathtaking. Those cinematics really draw you. Because here's the thing too, the world is huge. You can get bogged down in doing a lot of this, and it can feel at times like busy work. You know, it is a Ubisoft game. You're doing the vantage points. You're going to little shrines and doing mini objectives. You're doing mini assassination missions. Kill this guy, kill all these guys, smuggle this, smuggle that. I'm doing my Ghost Recon Wildlands thing of like putting my tag on this cache of resources for the Resistance so they can come pick it up later. The one thing I didn't touch on and that you didn't see, unfortunately, that I didn't get very much of, is there's base building in the game. It's not very deep, but it's rather customizable aesthetically, which is pretty impressive.
Tight.
Yeah, so there is a lot to this. But again, you hit the nail on the head with maybe they just haven't grown out of these weird little imperfections and like really honestly like frustration inducing flaws, anger inducing flaws, where that, you know, I see the ledge right there, man. Can you fucking jump to it? No, you'd rather just jump in the big haystack behind you and, you know, backwards swan dive. Okay, I guess we're gonna have to fight these
Yeah.
guys now. Like, you know, like there is those little things, and you know what? Unfortunately, those things add up, and they add up, and they add up frequently. But like we just talked about right now, and like you're seeing on the screen, these cinematic moments really feel incredibly rewarding. And Drix, honestly, you could probably bust through this game. It is very RPG-esque, but they throw enemies and missions and EXP at you like it's candy. So it's not like it's not like there is a lack of things to do. So you can see these moments a lot more, as frequently as you would like, essentially. But with all that being said, I will say, Drix, and this might surprise people, but I am gonna give this one a 3 out of 5.
Whoa, shocked.
Yeah, it's a 3 out of 5 for me. And here's the thing, right? The gameplay loop for Naue I'm not even going to beat around the bush. I don't even know why I'm thinking about this too much. It's right here in my notes. There's just too much half-baked ideas for all of the amazing ideas. Who knew going prone in a stealth game was so good? But like, it really does add a whole new dimension to the game in an Assassin's Creed game that you've never really felt before. The graphics are amazing. The sound is great. If you're playing it on the PlayStation, the controller effects are actually awesome. You know, when Yasuke shoots his rifle, you feel like a fucking. It feels like there's like a wave going through the controller. It's awesome. But all these things are counterbalanced by like Yasuke himself being kind of whatever to play as. Secondary objectives that can kind of at the end of the day feel like you're doing busy work to grind out your skill tree levels. And then just again, 68% of the way done with this game, guys, and I've put over 60 hours into it. This game is huge. It's a time commitment, and the only reason why I'm bringing up the game as a time commitment is because I don't think that the gameplay loop holistically between Yasuke, Naue, exploration, assassination, and the story, it does not come together in a way that makes me want to sit and play the game endlessly for hours. This is one of those games that you're going to sit down, if you're not an Assassin's Creed fan, and you're not really and you're not really picking up what this game's putting down, you're going to play this game for about 3-4-ish hours, and you're going to put it down because you're going to realize, fuck, I've got to go to the other side of the world for this mission, and if I don't want to like lose, I guess travel progression is the best way I could put it, I gotta hit all these fast travel points because I can't see the ones that I can buy until I get to the towns that they're in. So I gotta hit all these places, and then these fast travel points open up big sections of the map, and now I can see all the other things. Fuck, I better go pray at all these shrines because now they give me a mastery point. So I gotta go, and that gives me more talent points so I can put more into the RPG portion of the game. There's a lot, and a lot of it feels like grinding and busy work, whereas the other half of it feels like a really tightly knit story and assassination stealth gameplay. So that's why, Drix, I'm giving Assassin's Creed Shadows